Hey everyone, ready to dive into something kind of chilly.
Sounds fun.
Today we're going deep on cold water immersion.
Cold plunging.
Yeah, cold plunging. It's everywhere these days.
Seriously, it's like exploded.
Right. And I think for me, what really got me thinking about it was, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that Instagram post of him in the ice bath.
Oh, I saw that.
-4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Crazy.
And, some of the comments were like, oh, he's, some kind of health guru. And then others were like, what is he doing?
Well, that's kind of what we're here to figure out.
Yeah, is this just a fad or is there something more to it?
Right.
And we've got a ton of cool sources to help us unpack this.
Oh, yeah.
We've got research articles.
Awesome.
We've got, social media posts.
Love it.
Even some stuff from scuba divers on those forums.
Oh, wow.
So where do we even begin?
Well, I think first we got to break down what happens to our bodies when we hit that cold water.
Yeah, for sure. I was reading this article in Lifestyle Medicine, and they talk about the cold shock response.
Oh, yeah, that's like a super intense reaction.
Oh, wait,
Your
yeah.
breath catches.
Oh, wow.
Your heart's
Yeah.
banging in your chest.
Yeah.
And your blood vessels constrict like crazy.
So it's pretty intense.
It can be. And some people even feel a surge of panic,
Oh, what is-
right away.
Really?
Yeah, so it's no joke.
Makes you wonder why people do it.
I know.
And, we were looking at some of those scuba diver forums,
Yeah, scuba boards.
and some of those stories about cold water are wild.
Oh, tell me about it.
There's this one guy who was talking about his dry suit zipper malfunctioning.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like an accidental plunge.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, so it can be dangerous.
It definitely can be.
And speaking of danger, we were talking to this expert in Duke Dive Medicine,
Right.
and they were saying,
Yeah.
don't mix cold plunging with scuba diving.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's just too much for your body to handle.
Right, you're already dealing with the pressure and everything.
Exactly.
And then you add the cold shock on top of that.
Yeah, too risky.
Not a good idea.
So safety first.
For sure.
But, on a more positive note, I was reading this article in National Geographic,
Okay.
and they talk about this thing called the mammalian diving reflex.
Oh, yeah, that's super interesting.
It is. So basically, when you're exposed to cold water,
Uh-huh.
your breathing slows down,
Okay.
your heart rate drops,
Interesting.
and your blood flow redirects to your vital organs.
Oh.
It's like this ancient survival
That's
mechanism.
like a superpower.
Yeah. And they were saying it can even have psychological effects.
Like what?
Some people feel really calm, even euphoric.
Wow, like a natural high.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
There was this one swimmer they quoted who described it as this deeply peaceful experience.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe there's something to this whole cold plunging thing after all.
It does make you wonder, right?
Yeah, but the question is, are all the health claims we see actually legit?
Right, like all that stuff about testosterone and fat loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of those Instagram comments on Ronaldo's post were wild.
I know. So does the science back any of that up?
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so there are some studies
Yeah.
suggesting potential benefits like mood boost,
Okay.
reduced inflammation,
Interesting.
and even a boosted metabolism.
Like there was that study in the British Medical Journal case reports.
Oh, right, with the cold water swimming.
Yeah, it significantly reduced depression in one patient.
That's pretty amazing.
Right. And then that lifestyle medicine article talked about cold exposure and anti-inflammatory pathways.
Huh, interesting.
So it's pretty compelling.
It is, but there's always a but.
There's always a but.
Uh-huh, yeah.
So what's the but?
Well, we need more research,
Oh, okay.
larger studies
Okay.
to really confirm these benefits.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The science is still new, and we got to be careful about making big claims.
Right.
Especially when it comes to testosterone and weight loss.
Yeah, those are complicated.
Super complicated.
So it sounds like there's a lot more to uncover here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But before we move on, I'm curious, have you heard any interesting claims about cold plunging?
Oh, yeah, tons. I mean, it's all over the place these days.
Right, are you tempted to try it yourself?
I'm kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
We're going to dive into the mental and emotional side of things next.
Oh, perfect.
So maybe that'll give us some more insight.
All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back to explore that.
Sounds good.
All right, so we talked about the initial shock, that
Oh, yeah.
that plunge into the cold water.
That gasp reflex.
Yeah, the gas reflex, the
Yeah.
mammalian diving reflex.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So we talked about the physical side of it, but what about the mental and emotional effects?
Yeah, that's a huge part of
It
it.
seems like a mental thing too, right?
Total.
Can you push past that initial discomfort?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can you handle it?
That's where the whole resilience thing comes in.
Okay.
I was reading this Washington Post article, and they were talking about how,
Okay.
if we expose ourselves to stressors, like
Yeah.
kind of controlled stressors, like cold water, right?
Okay.
It might actually help us deal with other challenges in life.
Interesting.
They call it cross-adaptation.
So it's like you're building up
Yeah,
mental and emotional muscle.
exactly.
Training yourself to handle the cold.
Like, if you can stand that cold water,
Yeah.
maybe you can handle that stressful deadline at work a little better.
Right, right.
Or a tough conversation,
It's like expanding your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty cool.
And remember that British study we talked about?
With the cold water swimming.
They said it reduced depression
Yeah.
significantly. But they also talked about
Oh, yeah.
how the social aspect of it helped too.
The community, yeah.
Yeah, like swimming with a group.
That makes a big difference.
So it's not just about being tough on your own.
Right.
It's also about the support system.
Totally. It's like having that shared experience.
And it makes you think, does Ronaldo have a whole ice bath crew?
Haha, probably.
Right. But, not all the comments on his post were positive.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
There's a lot of negativity.
People get jealous.
Yeah, some jealousy, some criticism.
Social media, what can you do?
It's a double-edged sword, right?
Totally.
It can be great for connection, but it can also amplify the bad stuff.
So true.
So how do we filter all that out?
You got to be a critical thinker.
Okay.
Don't believe everything you see.
Right. Do your own research.
And, speaking of personal experiences,
Oh, yeah.
I actually tried a cold shower this morning.
Wow. Good for you.
I'm not ready for the ice bath yet,
Yeah, baby steps.
but it was invigorating, I gotta say.
I bet. You probably got that mood boost.
Yeah, I think so. See? You don't have to go to extremes.
That's a good point.
Just listen to your body.
Right.
Find what works for you.
So before we wrap up, let's talk about safety.
Yeah, for sure.
We touched on it a little, but what are some key things to keep in mind?
Well, those experts in the National Geographic article had some good advice.
Okay.
They said gradual acclimatization is key.
So don't just jump in a frozen lake.
No, start slow.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe a cold shower first.
Okay.
Then you can try a cool pool.
Right.
Gradually get colder and stay in longer.
Okay, so ease into it.
Exactly.
Got it.
And you got to pay attention to your body.
Okay, like what kinds of things?
Shivering.
Okay.
If you start shivering uncontrollably, that's bad.
That's a sign to get out.
Yeah, get out and warm up.
Don't ignore it.
Nope.
And, of course, never go alone.
Oh, yeah, buddy system.
Just like with scuba diving.
Always.
Safety first.
Couldn't agree more.
And talk to your doctor before trying anything new, especially if you have any health conditions.
Right.
So we've covered a lot,
Yeah.
from the initial shock to the potential benefit.
Then risks.
Right, and how our minds and bodies react to it all.
It's fascinating stuff.
It really is.
It makes you think about those Instagram comments.
Yeah, those claims about miracle cures.
Do you think Ronaldo is after that?
Or is there something deeper going on?
Yeah.
It really makes you think, huh?
Yeah.
So as we're kind of wrapping up this this deep dive,
Okay.
what are the big takeaways here?
Well, I think the main thing is cold plunging.
Yeah.
It's not some magic cure. It's not a miracle.
Right.
There's some interesting research, yeah.
Yeah.
But we need more.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially those claims about mood and inflammation, metabolism,
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the hype,
Totally.
especially with social media.
Oh, I know. All those before and after photos.
Yeah.
Oh, be careful.
Be skeptical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do your research,
Yeah, don't just believe everything you see.
Talk to your doctor.
Yeah, for sure.
Get a professional opinion.
So maybe Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Maybe he's onto something.
Yeah.
But maybe not for the reasons people think.
Right. Maybe it's not about those quick fixes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about the mental aspect.
The discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pushing yourself.
And that brings us to a final thought for you.
Okay, I like this.
What if you could get those benefits
Yeah.
without the full plunge?
Interesting.
Like, what if you just
So-
gradually lowered your shower temp?
Oh, like every day make it a little colder.
Yeah. Could you train yourself to adapt? Could you build up that resilience?
It's a good question.
And what would that tell us about our minds and bodies?
Yeah, oh, that's deep.
Right? Like, how adaptable are we really? That's something to think about.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. But we hope you enjoyed this
This chilly.
chilly deep dive.
It was fun.
We hope you learned something.
Yeah, I hope so.
And who knows, maybe you'll even give it a try.
A cold shower, you mean?
Yeah. Maybe just a little colder than usual.
I might just do that.
Until next time, stay curious
Keep exploring.
and keep pushing your boundaries.
Bye, everyone.